Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Color Craze. Today we are working with this blue and yellow and gray, and I really like the inspiration here. So I thought I would pull out some papers from my Vicky Bouton Color Study collection, and then that 8x8 that you see there with the blue stars, that is just from a paper pad that I think my mom purchased off of Amazon. It doesn't really have a name on it, and it's just all different kinds of like star patterns. And so I thought it went well with this design and with what I am documenting here today, so I decided I would go ahead and use that. So I have 3 photos. The 3 photos are of Noah and his mom and Noah his dad. And then the third photo is a wall in Noah's room where they're projecting a movie onto it. So this is like the first time they've done a movie at home. And they're having popcorn. He is supervised with it, but it's his first time actually setting up in his room like it's a movie theater. And we used to do that with our kids when they were little, and his mom has really fond memories of it. So I know that that was one of the reasons that she did it, was because she remembers doing that when she was little. And we did it quite often, actually, because my husband used to travel a lot for work. So anytime he was traveling, the kids and I would make one of the nights a movie night. And so it just is kind of like a little tradition that is passed down. So I pulled out this star stencil that is from, let's see, Paige Evans, and it's one of the first stencils that she ever came out with. I think it was stars and hearts. And so I thought it would be a good one to continue that star pattern along. And I'm just using the white paper glaze through the stencil, and I'm loving how it's looking. It just adds a little bit extra dimension and a little bit extra something on the page. So I'm liking that, and I am inking up everything in the, let's see here, that is the new blue one. It's not blueprint sketch, that's the old one. Oh boy. It is the new blue one that they just came out with like a month or 2 ago. And so when I remember the name, I will let you know, or I will put it in the description box down below. And then I am just going to go ahead and keep my photos in a trio there. And then I found this 3x4 card that was the perfect shade of yellow and had the stripes that were almost identical to the blue stripes. So I thought I would use that on the opposite side of the page for the journaling. And if you know or follow my channel, you know that I will create the layout, and then Noah's mommy will go ahead and put the journaling in. I will put the journaling in if it's an event I was at, but for this type of thing where I was not there, she will go ahead and put the journaling in. And now I'm pulling out some tags and, not tags, some ephemera pieces from the, let's see, that's from Wonders, Paige Evans Wonders collection. And I'm tucking those in and trying to fit those in where I think they would work best. And then I have these distressed film strips that I'm going to tuck under as well, just to add an additional layer of interest, and because they're watching a movie, so I thought that was a perfect thing to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And while I do that, I'll remind you that this is a series that MK and I have just started. So MK's channel is, I believe, MK Gun, or it could be some assemblage required. So you can go and check her out. She is amazing and fabulous, and she has awesome ideas. And it's always very interesting to me how we can be working off the same sketch or the same color scheme or the same prompt or whatever, and our pages look nothing alike. And if you watched the first day, which was last Friday, the 1st of October, we actually used the same paper, but our layouts look nothing alike. So at least we started with the same paper. So it's always really interesting to go and check out what she's done versus what I've done, because our minds just work completely differently. And it's one of my favorite things about sitting across from her at a retreat. And actually, in fact, during the making of this layout, she is sitting next to me at a retreat. And so that is always a really fun time as well. So yeah, make sure you go check out what she's got. I've got a link for her down below as well. Okay, so I'm going to get those all layered up, and I'm kind of liking how it's coming together. I'm not super thrilled with the ephemera I'm just using what I have on hand because I am not home. I am, like I said, at a retreat. So I'm just kind of playing around with the pieces I have and trying to make it work. And spoiler alert, it's all going to change shortly. So the background will stay the same, but I am going to change what I end up doing with the entire embellishment clusters, because basically I got all of it done. The page was done and everything. And then my friend who was sitting across from me had some die cuts from her they were cut on like a silhouette, and they were all movie related. So she gave me those, and off I went to go and change up my entire layout. So, well, not the entire thing, but the embellishment areas. So stay tuned for that. So this series that we are doing for Color Craze is happening Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the entire month of October. So don't forget to check us or come back every other day and see what we've got for you. We don't have anything on the weekends, so I'm taking that time off. After doing 30 days of sketches, I just knew I couldn't commit to another 30 days right back to back. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays is what we're doing, and then we've added in the actual Halloween. So that's on a Sunday. So you get a bonus video. Okay, so I have these yellow letters. They're semi-transparent. Those are from Felicity Jane. They've been in my stash for quite a while. I have never had a Felicity Jane subscription. I just purchased a bunch of stuff Black Friday maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And so these have been in my stash for quite some time, and it was really nice to get them out of my stash. Now, the title is not super bright or anything, but in person, it reads a lot better. And so it doesn't look as great on screen, but in real life, I don't mind how it looks at all. Okay, so this is where I have all of these die cut pieces, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with them. And I know that, usually the bottom of the popcorn holder is red and white striped, but for these purposes, it's going to be blue and yellow striped because my layout doesn't have a lick of red on it. So I don't want to add red. I want to stay in this same color scheme. Now, that's not to say that every day I will stay specifically within the color scheme that is on the inspiration. But in this case, I just felt like I wanted to stay within that blue and yellow and turquoise and gray colors because I don't have anything else on there. And if I just add that red in the popcorn, I wasn't really sure what else I would be able to add red in other areas. So I decided just to color all of these things up in blue and black. I'm using blue oxide ink. I'm still trying to remember the name of it. And then the black one is just black soot distress ink. It is not an oxide. So, you can definitely mix the two. It's not going to hurt it or anything. So I really just wanted to make sure that there was some additional black on it so that you could really just kind of see the definition of the different things. I didn't want them to be a flat blue. I wanted them to kind of have a different look to them. So I believe that I am using Prize ribbon. So that is the name of the color. It's the newest oxide ink. It's called Prize ribbon. So thank you, Google, for that. So I decided to go ahead and back my files with yellow because, buttered popcorn is yellow or yellow and white. And instead of making the actual outline yellow and inking that up, I decided to just put yellow paper behind it. And so that worked really well for me. And then I am going to do the same with I think those are called a clapboard. I'm not really sure. The little thing where they say take one, take two. I'm going to ink that, or not ink it. I'm going to back that with yellow as well. And then the little part that says popcorn, I'm just doing it in black, not in the blue. And it sure does look like I've got black distress or black oxide. So I guess it is oxide ink that I am using. I thought I just had my black soot out in the regular distress ink, but apparently it is the oxide ink. This was done about, a couple weeks ago. So, you know, my memory's not 100%, and once you've done a layout every day after that, it's pretty much shot. So I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to go ahead and ink everything up, to adhere everything. Um, and that is my favorite liquid adhesive. I am just working on top of the Tim Holtz, it's the Ranger non-stick matte. And that is like my favorite thing to take when I travel, because it just rolls up really small and travels really easily. And you can tell I'm not at home because everything is a hot mess at the top of my desk, which sometimes it is like that at home also, but I usually don't have it quite so messy. I usually clean up just a little bit more. But at this point, everything's just kind of a hot mess. So I am going to go ahead and layer those pieces up. I like the way that they're looking. I like the camera there. It doesn't look like you can see it great in the online footage here that you're watching, but in the stills you'll be able to see it much better, and it looks great on the layout. So sometimes things just don't translate super well in a video versus in real person. So you kind of have to just trust that it does look good. And then I'm trying to figure out if I want to use this additional blue piece. I don't end up using it, but I did tuck it in and play with it a little bit to see if I wanted to add it somewhere. And it does not make the cut. But I do end up using the yellow one, because I needed something a little more bright over here to kind of be a layer between that black distressed film strip and the little director's take 1, take 2 board. I don't know what that's called. I want to say clapboard, but I don't think that's right. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that little thing up onto some foam tape just to give some added dimension. I did pop the popcorn up onto some foam, I believe, and just to add a little bit of dimension there. And then I realized that there's actually a ticket in this collection of stuff, and one end of it has a piece that says movie on it. It is the inside of like a ticket cutout, but I end up using it like a tab top, just the part that says movie. And it's going to go up there by the popcorn on top of that yellow piece from Paige Evans' Wonders collection. And so I'm liking how it's coming out. I did have some enamel dot stars on here, enamel stars, not enamel dots. And so I am putting those back into the areas that they were in and just finding a new spots for them. And I like how they look much better now with that movie related thematic ephemera. So here is the final thing. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have questions or comments, as always, leave those down below. I am always happy to get back to you. And if you have a question about a technique or a product, I'm always happy to look into what I used and make sure I get back to you so that you can find that. I'll see you guys again on Friday. Bye.